What's up, motherfuckers? It's your boy RJ. This is PSA Clips. Sorry for the voice. I'm a little hoarse. Don't know why. Just woke up with my voice all raspy and shit. So anyway, now I wasn't gonna give this individual a PSA Clips. You know, I do a lot of talking about this guy on my personal Facebook. So I wasn't really gonna do a PSA Clips. But this is getting scary. We are literally, this election is literally going to be the most important thing anyone does in their life. You understand what I'm saying? And it's getting very scary because motherfuckers are really voting for Donald Trump. And yes, this episode is about Donald Trump. And I'm just mind baffled that people think Donald Trump would make an excellent president. Because he won't. He would make a fucking shitty president. You know, and I'm going to give you some reasons why you need to rethink voting for Donald Trump. I'm really pleading with you. Rethink voting for Donald Trump. And look, I'm not here to tell you how to vote. I'm just saying, think about what you're doing. Think about what you're saying. That you believe this guy is perfect for representing this country. Now look, I've got my issues with Barack Obama. But at the end of the day, the man is an intelligent man, and he is in the White House with elegance and class, something that Donald Trump will not bring to the White House. Okay, Donald Trump is not the sort of person that you associate class with. Donald Trump is the sort of person you associate womanizer. Because that's what he is. He's a fucking womanizer. This is the guy who said that if his daughter wasn't his daughter, he would be sleeping with her. What kind of guy says that? Like, you don't even think that way. If my daughter wasn't my daughter, I'd sleep with her. It just sounds stupid to even say the shit. But yet still, you folks out there want to vote for this guy. This guy who said something that stupid. You know, the people that I think want to vote for Donald Trump really believe that women are second-class citizens to them. That's why they don't care that Donald Trump said some dirty shit like that. You can't be for women's rights if you're okay with voting for some guy who doesn't give a shit about women's rights. This is the same guy that said, and I quote, "Men are raping women in the military." That's what happens when you put men and women together in the military. Not, this is a disgusting crime, we need to figure out what's going on, we need to get this and stop this. That's what happens when you put men and women together in the military. That's his ingenious answer. He does not care about women's rights. He does not care about race relations. You know, again, if you're voting for Donald Trump, you believe the white male, because I'm not even going to say white women, but you believe that white males are the dominant species in this country. If you're voting for Donald Trump, you believe that. And there's no way you can sit there and tell me, no, I don't believe that. That's not what I believe in. Donald Trump has, on numerous occasions, came out and said pretty much that without having to say it. He's gone on TV, national TV, and said Mexicans are raping and killing women. Raping and killing. They're bringing drugs over, they're raping and they're killing. This is what your guy that you want to vote for has said. Let me ask you a question. When the last time you seen in the news of a Mexican raping a woman? I'll wait. Go ahead. Take your time. Did you come up with an answer yet? You need a little bit more time? I'll give you some more time. Go ahead. The answer's never. By the way, never. I've never seen in the last couple of years or even read in the paper of a Mexican raping anybody. But I did read in the paper of some white folks raping some people. Last time I checked, rape, the leading factor of men who rape are white Americans. Not African Americans, not Asian Americans, not Hispanic Americans, not Indian Americans, whatever the fuck you want to say. None of these people are doing it. The leading men that rape in this country are white. But I don't see him on TV saying white males are raping. But he said Mexicans are. And they're bringing drugs over. And they're killing. What's next? Black people are killing? Oh, they're killing and they're stabbing people. We need to figure out how we can send them back to Africa. Because that's the next thing. And if you are voting for Donald Trump, you really believe this ignorant shit. There's no way you can sit here and tell me you don't believe in that stuff, but you believe in this. Well, you know what? You can tell me that because a lot of people that are voting for Donald Trump are Bible thumpers. And hell, we all know about you Bible thumpers, how you pick and choose things in the Bible that you want to believe and that you don't want to believe. Hey, gay is a sin, but hey, we'll turn the other cheek for judging people. Even though that's a sin too, but we'll turn the other cheek on judging folks. You can judge all day. But if you're gay, you're going to hell. Right? The funny thing is, Donald Trump doesn't even like the Bible. He's not Christian. He's not into that shit. You motherfuckers are voting for this guy. Donald Trump is on record of saying that if he ever ran for presidency, that he would run as a Republican. They're so stupid that you can basically lie to them and they will believe it. This is Donald Trump's own words. Donald Trump's own words. He's basically calling the Republican Party idiots. But yet and still, you fuckers are voting for him. Because he'll make America great again. You see, you're not voting for Donald Trump because he has a great policy. You're not voting for Donald Trump because he'll bring something back to the White House that hasn't been there in a long, long time. No. There's two reasons why you're not voting for Donald. Two reasons why you're voting for Donald Trump. One, you're so mad at Barack Obama that you will vote anybody in there that's a fucking Republican. Because you're so mad with Barack Obama. I said Barack Obamas. But you're so mad with Barack Obama that you'll vote any motherfucker in there just to prove a point. Right? That's a Republican because you don't want a Democrat. So mad at Barack Obama that you don't even want a Democrat no more. So whoever's on the Republican Party, that's who you're going to vote for. Just so happens to be that clown. And the second reason is he's a likable guy. Donald Trump is a fucking likable guy. Hell, I like Donald Trump. when he's not saying racist shit and being a womanizer, but other than that, he's a nice guy. Pretty funny. Can crack a joke. I mean, he looks ridiculous, but I like him. Here's the problem with that. You don't vote for the guy you like. You vote for the guy that's qualified to run this country. You got to understand something. This is the guy that's going to represent us for other countries. So you want a racist, womanizing piece of shit to represent us in the eyes of other countries. Is that what you think America is? Yes, America has race problems. America has, issues when it comes to women. But I don't believe every American is racist. And I don't believe every American is a womanizer. But when you let someone like Donald Trump come into office, you're basically saying we all are womanizers and we don't think women should have equal rights. And if you're not white, you don't matter in this country. That's what we're basically saying to other countries. Is that what you want to say? Just because Donald Trump is a likable guy? Because I don't. Because Donald Trump is not qualified to be the president of the United States. Doesn't matter how much of a likable guy he is or how he's just like us, because he's not like any of you guys. You fucking middle class citizens, you lower class citizens, you poor citizens are nothing like Donald Trump. Donald Trump doesn't even consider himself in the same boat as you. Donald Trump is a rich man. He's not in the same league as you. Why do you think he has a hot wife? Not because Donald Trump is a good looking guy and he's slinging wood. No, because he has a lot of fucking money. And that's another thing. Do you want your first lady to look like a slut half the damn time? Because quite frankly, the young lady that's Donald Trump's wife, which I don't even know the bitch name, posed naked and pretty much dresses like she doesn't give a shit. Why you think you don't see her when he's campaigning? It's just him. Because he's talking to old conservative folks out there, and he doesn't want to turn the votes away from them. See, Donald Trump is a genius. And I've said this before, and I'll say this again. I don't think Donald Trump is as racist as he seems. Donald Trump is saying everything that white America wants to say right now. And I don't think he means half the shit he's saying. He's just saying it because he knows you'll vote for him. This is the same guy that has not denounced David Duke. For those who don't know who David Duke is, David Duke was a former head of the Ku Klux Klan. Now, before he was running for presidency, Donald Trump said he does not like David Duke because he does not agree with what David Duke stands for. Right? But all of a sudden, now, Donald Trump is running for president and he does not know who David Duke is. Doesn't know what type of organization he's running and doesn't know nothing about the KKK. Everybody and their mama that lives in America knows about the fucking KKK. Right? But now all of a sudden Donald Trump doesn't know anything about this organization and what they stand for. Why do you think Donald Trump does not want to go out there and say, hey, I don't want any part of the KKK? He needs the votes. He needs the votes. So what do you think he's going to do? He's going to say some of the most racist shit that he can possibly say to get the racist white Americans who are finally showing their true colors to agree with it and give him the votes. It's ingenious. It's really ingenious. I have to give the man credit. Because like I said, I still to this day don't believe Donald Trump is as racist as he's putting off. I think he's just doing it to get the vote so he can get in the White House. He is shooting for the people who are really like this. The funny thing is, a lot of my friends claim they're not racist, but they say some of the most racist shit I've ever seen in my life. And when I bring it up to them, like, yo, that's fucking racist. Well, how come black people can say it and white people can't? I'm so sick of this. I can't say this and I can't say that, but black people can say anything. No, we can't say anything. Okay? I can't go somewhere and call somebody a fucking cracker. It's fucking racist. No one should be allowed to say anything fucking racist. Here's the thing. If you had a black candidate that went on TV and said crackers are out here killing and raping and pillaging, you really think he would still be a candidate for presidency? Hell no. He would have got escorted off the podium and told that he cannot run for president. To be the president. You know? So, why is it okay for Donald Trump to go on TV and say something extremely racist? And if you believe that dumb shit, you're racist. Simple as that. If you believe Mexicans are raping, selling drugs, and killing, you're fucking racist. Because everybody sells drugs. I know a white drug dealer. I know a black drug dealer. I know an Indian drug dealer. Okay? Every culture sells drugs. Not just Mexicans and blacks. They're the ones that get arrested for the shit. But every culture sells drugs. So if you're sitting there believing that Mexicans are the only ones out here selling drugs, that Mexicans are the only ones out here raping women, you're a fucking racist. If you believe that Muslims are terrorists just because they're fucking Muslim, you're a fucking racist. Because you know what? My father's fucking Muslim. And I never once heard him talk about blowing some shit up. Okay? My uncles are Muslim. I know a lot of Muslim folks. So for this shit to be going on is disrespectful. For this man to go on TV and say we should get rid of all the Muslims out here because they're terrorists. If you believe that dumb shit, you're a racist. And you know what? I can't reach you. So you're going to vote for Donald Trump because he's a racist. To you, in your eyes. He's the perfect candidate. He'll get white people back to the top and make this land for whites only. Because that's what you want. I'm talking to people with logic and sense that are going to vote for Donald Trump for a number of reasons. He's a likable guy. You know, because you know what? He's good with money. For those who say that, I'm talking to you right now. Yes, he's a likable guy. And is he good with money? I would say 6 out of 10 times he's good with money. Because he did file for bankruptcy 8 times. Well, no, actually it was 4. Sorry, he filed for bankruptcy 4 times. So sometimes he's good, sometimes he's not. So 6 out of 10 times, he's good with money. Right? But you gotta look past that. You gotta look past the fact that he's a likable guy. You gotta look past the fact that he might be good with money. Is this the guy you want to represent the country? Is this what you want our country to see? This guy. Stop thinking, I like this guy, I can have a beer with him, and start thinking, who is qualified to run this country? Who has the mindset to run this country? That's what you need to be worried about. Not how much I like this guy. And don't give me that bullshit of, well, politicians don't get the job done. They lie. They do this, they do that. I get it. You're right, they do. But when you got somebody in there that don't know what the fuck they're doing, you end up with George W. Bush too. Do you want George W. Bush too? Because I don't want George W. Bush too. George W. Bush was our dumbest president. He didn't know his ass from his elbow. But we gave him a shot because he was a likable guy. He was a likable guy. I could have a beer with that guy. And half the times, George W. Bush looked like an idiot on the podium. He made us look stupid. I don't want to go through that again. So, please, for the people that have common sense, that are going to vote for Donald Trump because he's a likable guy, because he tells it how it is, which he doesn't, that's a fucking lie. Because he tells it how it is. He's a likable guy. He's got a hot wife. He knows how to make money. Those are great qualities. But there's a lot of other shit besides that you need to vote for this man for. You just can't vote for a guy because he's likable. Because he's telling you that he tells it how it is. But really, he doesn't. He lies out of his ass all the time. He says one thing and then he changes it later on to confuse the fuck out of people. Because he knows money. Great. Those are all great qualities. But you gotta have more to be a president of the United States. Regardless of what you think about Barack Obama, he was elegant. He was classy. He did things that made us look good to other countries. Okay? Regardless of what he did in office and his politics and all that shit, he did things to make us look good to other countries. And that's what we have to do. Yes, I can hear a bunch of you redneck motherfuckers saying right now, who gives a shit about other countries? Fuck what they think about us. But that's where you're wrong. You have to have trade relations with other countries. And if you're already telling other countries they can eat a dick, how does that help? Donald Trump once was quoted saying that we owe China money, I'm not paying them. We don't have to pay people we owe money. And if they want to start a war, we'll win. Is that really smart to go against China, who are just as tough as we are? See, we have this idea in our head. All of us Americans have this idea in our head that we're the baddest motherfuckers on the planet and nobody can beat us. But how long can we continue doing that shit? How long can we run around saying we the baddest motherfuckers on the planet and nobody beat us? Everybody gets beat. Ronda Rousey got beat. Mike Tyson got beat. Muhammad Ali got beat. These are the best in their field. Okay? The Warriors got beat. It doesn't matter how good you are. At some point, there's somebody better. We cannot continue going on in this world thinking that we'll never be defeated. We lost in Vietnam. Let's get technical. We lost in Vietnam. So we cannot continue going around thinking we can't get beat when we already lost. And if that war would have continued, we would have lost a hell of a lot worse. We cannot continue to sit here and think nobody can beat us. Because we are badasses. We're not. We're just like anybody else. We can die and we can bleed. I I don't need this shit in my life. I don't need a war. We don't need a fucking war. And still, you're the people that want to vote for Donald Trump. A guy who's basically saying he's going to start a war when he gets in office. I'm sorry. Something has to be done. This was funny when it started. It's not funny anymore. If Donald Trump wins, I'm out of America. I'm done. I'm leaving. That's on my mother, on my grandmother, on anybody in my family. I'm leaving this fucking country. And I'm going to Canada. Shit, fuck it. I don't care. And I will become a Canadian. I will drop being an American and I will start saying I'm fucking Canadian. You motherfuckers deal with Donald Trump. I'm not. I refuse to deal with that shit. Okay, like I said, Donald Trump is a likable guy. I like him. Think he's a cool guy. But he's not right to be the president of the United States. That's just the bottom line. And I wish you people wake up and realize that before it's too fucking late. Before it's too fucking late. You guys have a good day.